How is everybody doing? Hanging in there, keeping out of the sun? All right, we're going to start our next presentation. COO and co founder of Tenet. He's going to electrify your life. Or rather, let you know how you can make your next EV very affordable.
Thank you so much. That's an excellent intro, and I hope all my intros in the future are similar. So I'm going to talk about Tenet and how we're trying to get more electric vehicles on the road. Our mission is for everyone to be driving electric, and not just to electrify their driving, but also their homes. But it starts with the car, right? And Tesla is leading the way. So first I'm going to talk about why it makes sense from a wallet perspective. And we're really trying to frame everything here in terms of dollars. These cars are better performance-wise, they're better from a safety perspective, and they're better from the environment. But most importantly, they're also better for your wallet. If you look at the total cost of ownership of a Tesla Model 3 versus a Lexus, equivalent Lexus, over 8 years, it's actually $10,000 cheaper out of pocket over those 8 years. But it takes you 3 years to break even, and not everyone's making that payment up front one time. So what we've done at Tenet is on a monthly basis allow you to save from day one. When you add the financing cost to the fuel cost and the maintenance cost, a Lexus would cost you about, and plus insurance, it would cost you about $1,000 a month with a 72-month term loan. On the other hand, a Tesla Model 3 out the gate is going to be $945, so it's just below. But most people don't realize this. They're not adding everything up. They're looking at the car monthly payment. And that car monthly payment comparison is about $100 more expensive for a Tesla versus a Lexus. And that's turning people off. We want people to realize that actually you can save, and you should make that switch to electric now so that you can have the car that you want. It's better performance, better for the environment, better for your safety. And we've offered a new loan structure, which is just for electric vehicles, and that can save you a further $112 a month. So we're talking about a Tesla Model 3 for, I can barely read it, I think that's $550. But really significant savings from day one, right? How do we do it? This is the secret sauce slide. So we're doing two things. Because we're EV only, we're working with financial partners to get the lowest rates on financing. Typically our rates are 0.25% cheaper than what you'll get with the Tesla bank partners. That's Wells Fargo, US Bank, similar. We consistently stay lower on that rate. The second thing we're doing is building that product which is just for electric vehicles. We're EV enthusiasts. We love electric vehicles. We love the value that they hold, not just the lower maintenance and lower fuel costs. And because of that, we've structured a product which pushes some of the principal payment out so that you're lowering the monthly payment every single month. We're fine doing that. We actually don't see it as a risk because the cars hold their value so much better. If you looked at kind of the value of a Tesla over time, and you looked at how quickly you were paying it off in a traditional loan, you're paying it off too fast. And you'll see that when you're going out to try and sell your Tesla. You're getting a huge amount of money back. With our product, you're still getting money back on the trade-in, but it's less because you're not paying as quickly. This is just the beginning, right? It starts with EVs. You're the pioneers. Everyone at Tenet is a pioneer. We love electric vehicles, but the next things are home chargers. Many of you will have it. Solar installation, battery storage, home electrification, and home efficiency. We're already starting to scope out product offerings, which are tailored exclusively to those benefits and allow users to adopt faster and save more. And then really at the end of it comes green mortgages. So it's thinking about the entire home and trying to get the entire home to net zero. We're doing most of the future roadmap with partners, so with installer platforms and similar. We're also partnering with a bunch of the people around here to make the total ownership of your EV cheaper. For example, Accelerate was up on stage earlier. We're allowing you to finance the warranty along with the car so that that can become a monthly payment rather than an upfront payment. We're also looking at insurance, trying to minimize the cost of insurance on an electric vehicle, not just by comparison shopping, but also working with Tesla-specific insurance products. We hope to offer that in Q4. The last piece on the EV side is home charging. One thing that no bank will allow you to do is finance a home charger install at the same time as the EV purchase. We're working with installer platforms to allow you to do that from day one. Obviously, if you have a fleet of Teslas already, this isn't applicable. But our goal is greater adoption. That means new people coming into the ecosystem and making it easier for them to adopt, start owning, and start driving electric, right? And now we actually have some time for Q&A. If Bridget wants to pass around the microphone. So if you had any questions about what we're doing today, which is the electric vehicle and charger maintenance and insurance, or what we plan to do in the future, I'd love to hear your questions.
All right, just raise your hand and I'll come bring the mic. Okay, you have a question?
Did everything happen?
How did it all happen? So the beginning of the story is I'm an MIT engineer, and I studied civil and environmental engineering with a focus on energy studies. Back when I graduated, we didn't have this technology readily available. Now we do. So now we're finding ways to bring this technology to more people and accelerate adoption. We started earlier last year, and we started doing our first vehicle loans at the end of last year. And now we're working up to about 200 vehicles financed per month, and that'll grow exponentially into next year.
Any other questions to follow that up? I know it's hard.
You guys work with all kinds of credit, or is it just like people with good credit?
Yeah, great question. So right now, we start at 620 FICO score on refinance and 680 FICO score on finance. It's where the majority of the market is today in electric vehicles. Our head of risk he's got 30 years of auto experience. He started building the Capital One auto business, was at a couple of other auto finance companies prior to Tenet. And it's definitely a goal of his and ours to broaden the credit spectrum so that we can work with more people. But right now, the lowest is 620.
Okay, we've got a question right here.
Hi, it's the first time I heard about the green mortgages. Can you speak more about that?
Yeah, this is something I'm personally excited about. It's working towards a net zero home and then getting a lower rate on the mortgage because of that. I think there are a couple of providers out there, and there are also some kind of government-backed programs which offer some subsidies. It's something which requires further research from our side, but is, for example, when I look to build a home, I 100% want it to be net zero, and we'll finance it with a green mortgage.
maybe you had answered this before, but I know that I've looked into refinancing and adding the solar into the home. Are there going to be options possibly not just to add solar into the home, but also your vehicle?
Yeah, great question, and you should come work on our product team. That's certainly something that we'll be looking into. Already, when we're looking at home finance, it's not just solar. There was the Inflation Reduction Act, which was proposed last week, and it looks like it passed this week. I'm not entirely sure. But that opens up kind of the addressable home improvements beyond solar, battery, and it starts to go into heat pumps, energy efficient HVAC, and we're also interested in just better insulation. So doors, windows, roof. All of those things could be financed independently, and then obviously rolling it into the mortgage secured by the home will lower the rate further.
All right, I've got a question for you, Andreas. Tenet, tell us about the name. What does it mean?
Yeah, so Leonardo DiCaprio is not going to come up on stage. I'm sorry. But Tenet, really, it means principled. And the way we think about this is getting more people into efficient products or efficient vehicles, efficient homes, and in a transparent way from our side as a financer. It's also a 5-letter word and a palindrome, so it works well as a company name.
Like that. That's beautiful. All right. Any other questions? We're done. Thank you so much. Give it up for Tenet.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for the questions.